Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, scanning on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on. Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, standing on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on.
The Honorable Aurielle March.
Esquire.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. What was that right there? Nervous little.
Yeah. I was gonna wave and then I was like, that's stupid. So.
Oh,
So then I stopped myself.
So tell a little bit about yourself to the people. What you do.
I am a attorney at the Louisville Metro Public Defender's Office.
All right. Helping
Are
our
you
people.
adult or juvenile?
Adult.
Okay.
We no longer have a juvenile division.
We don't?
Nope.
When they get rid of it? Like, do you do both then, or do you just...
There's a debate. I think if there's a juvenile that's charged as an adult, they might come to us now.
So what do they do with the juveniles?
They're private contract attorneys.
Like, they have to pay for them, or...
No, we have like contract attorneys through the office that get paid to do juvenile.
They get paid more?
Yeah.
I just heard contract and private. That's why I was like, what? Wait. So you have private public defenders pretty much.
Basically.
And they get paid more than regular public defenders, but they're public defenders.
They get paid by the case.
Oh, okay.
So it's about how many cases they take?
Mm-hmm.
How many cases would you see as a public defender a day?
I have 220 cases.
Shit.
God damn.
I remember that because my mom started out. She was a public defender, juvenile.
Wasn't your mom public defender?
Yeah, that's why she kept me locked up in the house. I wasn't going out nowhere. But yeah, I just knew it was like very stressful.
It is. But juveniles have way less caseload.
Okay.
I just don't. I think that's my first thing I have about the justice system. Now that I'm in it.
Now that you're in it?
Now that you're in the justice system?
Yeah, I got a case. I can't talk about it right now.
Yeah.
I got an open case.
That Dewey case?
Yeah, I got the Still going.
Why? You didn't pay your fines yet?
They had my lawyer. So it happened. Whatever. I show up the first time, and my lawyer basically runs me down through the shit of like, hey, he was like, look, bro. He's like, look, I would try to fight it and try to see if maybe we can just get this cop not to show up to court. But you done breathed the breathalyzer. It failed. So I'm gonna talk to him real quick. Let me finesse. So he finesse. He's like, so boom, what he do? He's like, and the cop was like, oh, he was cool. So I'll take whatever. I signed some bullshit. I ain't gonna. That's the thing though. So he explained it to me like what I was signing, and I kind of understood it until I signed it, and then I was just like, I still don't know what I just signed.
Yeah.
So I think I signed like basically to say I'm guilty, but not guilty or something. I don't even know.
How much did you blow?
0.15. I was really smooth with it. That was the thing. I was like,
Isn't 0.08?
yeah, I was double the limit.
Sheesh.
I was double, but I felt fine, and
Get
I
him
was
off
doing
the
fine.
streets.
You know why I got pulled over?
Why?
My lights weren't on because I have the automatic and I turned them on the off. So I was like, was I swerving? Was that? He's like, no, you didn't have your lights on. And so when I pulled you over and I smelled the alcohol in your breath, I was like, I got to do them now. I was like, damn, bro. But so I went, signed that, and he's like, all right. And then I don't know, like his plan was like, let's just keep resetting this case and maybe it will drop. I don't know what was going on. So it got reset like 3 or 4 times. And then, but it would be like some random shit. Like I showed up one day thinking, oh, it's done. He texted me at 8 a.m. Hey, the case just got reset.
Where was this?
Atlanta. I have to drive to Atlanta every time. I've been to Atlanta 4 times.
They can't give you the Zoom information?
That's what I texted. I texted him this last one. I said, look, bro, because it got, okay, so this is what happened. I get an email about 2 months ago. Sentencing, this is your final to appear, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, all right, cool. I hadn't really talked to my lawyer since then. I just know the cases kept getting reset, so I didn't really know why. I was just like, fuck it. And I had to understand, like, I didn't have to be there. I signed the shit. He told me just go ahead and do these courses, like do my public. So I was like, cool. So I did all that. I'm like, all right, well, I'm done. They'll just tell me, hey, your shit is revoked. You got to do this or what? So then they're like, and so then I texted him. I was like, do I need to show up to this? He said, yup. I was like, yep. He's like, but I may not be there. And I'm like, what the fuck? What you mean you're not going to be there? And he's doing some case. I don't know. I'm doing a case in front of, I knew Honorable was in it. So I was like, oh, it must be something big if he's doing it in front of Honorable whoever. So then I show up and I'm sitting there and they're going through everybody and I'm hearing them. And then first off, this prosecutor's petty. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going through this one nigga's mind with this lawyer. Lawyer walks in. The dude show up late. The lawyer walk in late too. I'm like, so y'all both know to go. So then, the prosecutors are all sitting there organized, got their case up. Yeah. And then, because I didn't really knew where everybody sit, but I could tell based off how calm people were, who were the lawyer, who were the prosecutors, and who were the public defenders. And they walked out crazy. Everyone was like, damn, how long is this computer type shit? I'm like, oh my God. They looking up all these cases. And then, so this dude and his lawyer come, but was an actual attorney. I don't know what.
We are actual attorneys, paid attorneys.
There you go. I did that. Get your shit straight.
I meant, paid attorney, but private attorney.
Yes.
Y'all both passed the bar exam. Some decided to go make money. But
But guess what? I show up to all my cases. So
there you go.
What can you say about you're a paid attorney?
He was honorable. I don't know. If this had happened here, I would have called. But I couldn't, so I had to do it in Atlanta. So the dude comes over. I don't know. He's doing some bullshit. Like the nigga goes to the bathroom, something. So then the prosecutor, I guess they had talked. They did a little they do this little huddle, y'all, before the thing, and basically the defendant was like, hey, let's get this. He done this already. Let's agree to just we can get this suspended type shit, and they'll be like, okay, or whatever, and you just have to make sure the judge will be okay with it and all. And so they had already talked, and then the dude leaves, go to the bathroom, does something, and the prosecutor he said, actually, Your Honor, can we get this amended back to DUI? I said, he did something, and so she looked, she was like.
He's probably drunk.
No, he wasn't, though. He was fine, but it was like he was trying to get out of this, but he thought nothing was going to happen. I guess, and then the prosecutor was like, nah, fuck that. Now we going back up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and escalate this. So, and then I get up there, and they go through everybody, and then they're like, says, anybody heard from Meek and Jimenez? And I had checked in, so I was like, y'all should know I'm here. I told somebody I was here. And so then I'm like kind of scared. I'm like, yeah. They're like, are you Meek? I'm like, yeah, my lawyer, though, he told me if my name gets called just to tell y'all, to pass it or something recently. And the judge was like, your lawyer should not be using you to do. I'm like, that's true. You talking to me
like some school shit. Yeah. But he said he had the part of the project.
but you telling me, I'm supposed to know. And and I'm like, I don't know how this shit work. I just knew I had to show up, or I'm not trying to get no warrant out for me for something stupid.
Right.
So then she's like, oh, well, I need this case over with because it's been happening since 2020. It is a black judge. She's trying to get them up through.
Yep.
She's like, I need this shit off my docket. So then they're like, oh, can you call him? I guess. Voicemail. He's in front of your honorable, so I don't know. I honestly, I'm kind of like, I need you actually to explain that to me. I don't
want to say honorable. I'm an honorable. So just because someone has honorable.
No, I'm saying how does he's like, I'm just not gonna be with my phone because it's a big case. So I'm like,
yeah.
Are y'all in something the whole time for 8 hours?
So he might be in a hearing.
How long is the hearing? 8 hours. He's been doing this since January. It was January to June. It felt
if it was civil. Those last a long time.
Low-key felt like Legally Blonde type shit where it was just had a whole bunch of people and they was trying to get her on. But so then I called him, didn't answer, and they're like, okay, well, now I have to go back in August. And he's like, you got to show up this time.
No, I think you should be like, I need the Zoom information. What were you required to do?
I guess.
Did you pay? You have fines and service
I'm
fees?
going to. Yeah, I haven't
Did you already pay them?
I don't know what it is yet.
So you already pled guilty or you didn't plead guilty?
That's what I'm telling you, Aurielle. Look, first off, I
was like, hey, just sign right here.
I signed this shit almost damn near 2 years ago.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I signed.
Okay.
Or actually,
I think that's the first
a year and a half. But I called my mom. I had to make sure, hey, he want me to sign this. She was like, okay, yeah, go ahead and sign it.
I mean,
Like
your
it's a
mom
damn
is
permission
good.
slip.
Yeah.
I had to make sure.
Mama, can I sign this?
Look, fuck that.
I
Like,
got a
if I'm
DUI.
signing some legal shit, I'm calling I know legal representative that ain't gonna lie to me.
Yeah.
So I would have called Aurielle, but I don't think you passed the bar yet. Well, when did you
I
pass?
just passed it in February.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you'd have been like, shit, I
I
can't.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Fuck it.
Well, I guess also Atlanta's different than here. So like
Apparently they're more strict.
I feel like a lot of places are more strict.
It's all money though too. I paid $150 for them to not suspend my license while this is going. And if I just didn't give them $150, it would be suspended.
And this would have been over with?
No, it just would have been suspended till
And then
the
he just also
Oh.
wouldn't have a license.
Yeah, I just wouldn't have the license till.
Oh, yeah, because the first time you were supposed to go back in, 6 months or something?
No, so how it works is you can do something where it's basically like, because it's innocent till proven guilty.
Right.
So while the trial is going, you can technically, I don't know, Aurielle might be able to make it more technical, but you can pretty much say like, I'm kind of refuting that this is happening type shit, and I
Right.
want to keep my license until this gets settled.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, here's give me $150. I give them $150. They say, all right, now you can keep your till we're done.
It's like when you pay for a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, but it's like
Monopoly.
I had to do it within like 48 hours of it happening or something. Like my lawyer has to go submit something.
Okay.
So it's like if I just never would have done that, I just
Your
still
license
wouldn't be able to.
would be
Yeah.
Damn, for 2 years.
Well, here we don't do that. You can have a pre-trial suspension, or you can just have a suspension after you plead guilty.
What is a pretrial suspension?
So it means that your license is suspended until you resolve the case.
Will it? So say they're like, okay, it's suspended for a year.
No.
Or 30.
Well, the statutory limit. So like if you plead guilty to a DUI first, statutorily your license has to be suspended for 6 months.
Okay.
So if you do the pre-trial suspension and your case doesn't get resolved until the 6 months is over, then you get your license back.
Hold on. I'm not. What's the statutory?
But it's different in Georgia. Like I don't know Georgia law. So you can either get your license suspended before you plead guilty, or you can wait.
I don't think I'm getting it suspended though.
That's good.
Hopefully, I don't know. I heard how much them fines are, and I said, "Jeez."
Yeah, here it's a $425 service fee plus a $200 fine. So that's $625.
That's 200. That's Atlanta. They was doing 1,000 a pop.
Oh my
This dude, they were
gosh.
like, yeah,
Is
they
this
got
if
it
you're
down.
guilty, or is this if you're?
This is just for a DUI first.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, hey,
Like-
you're
So
guilty.
this is your.
Give me some money.
Okay. All right.
Hey, you fucked up.
But it's like that's why I hate DUI. Well, I hate having DUI cases because they're pretty much either you did or you didn't. Like,
Right.
There's no
Cut and dry.
wiggle room
Yeah.
for me to be like, come on. I
Yeah.
mean, you did it, but you know, like, it's like no, you blew. It's like you're 3 times the limit, so you
Right.
have to plead guilty. Yeah, I hate DUIs.
What do you think is your case where you're like, okay, I got this one? Like, what's the accusation or the charge?
I have a good one, which it might stir up a lot of scuttle. It's a rob one.
Okay.
What is a rob one?
Robbery in the first degree. So that means you had a gun or threatened that you had a gun.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's like a.
So that's your bread and
go to-
butter. You're like,
yeah.
you look at them like, hey, it's rob one. Don't
No.
even worry about it. It's gonna be a breeze.
Like the rob one that I have, it has really good facts because there's a co-defendant, and the co-defendant got his rob one dismissed.
Okay.
And I have the co-defendant saying there was never a robbery. The police lied. They said they watched the video of what was inside the store, but they didn't because they didn't come back till 10 days later, and the video had already been wiped. So you have police lying, and then you have police coercing the PWs, which means your prosecuting witness victims,
Wow.
coercing them to say they got robbed when they didn't.
Wow.
So it sounds like you've actually just uncovered.
Yeah, basically. For this specific case.
I don't know if we might can release this. We might end up on a lodge.
Right.
I done heard about some of them Louisville protesters.
I mean, and with the DOJ report coming out, I just feel like they should be on their P's and Q's.
You know, that's true. Well, just to begin with, because everybody knows you're a lawyer, what made you want to be a lawyer? Because here's the thing, too. I distinctly remember in high school, you said you wanted to be a prosecutor. So
I don't think that was me.
it was.
I don't remember you ever saying you wanted
I
to be
did, and I remember I asked
Federale.
you.
Nah.
I
don't think
and I
knew
asked
what,
you.
I don't think I knew what type. I had this brief idea. So I took a gap year between undergrad and law school. I had a brief, and when I say brief, I mean brief, like a month, thought that I'd be like, oh, I can change the system from inside.
That's what you told me in high school.
I don't know if I was that forward thinking in high school. I wouldn't give myself that much credit to think that far ahead in high school, but thank you.
I mean, I to say you were going to change the system from inside as being a prosecutor, though, I don't think would be fair to say. And the thing is, it'd be like saying I'm going to change the system being a cop. I'm going to be a cop to change the system from the inside. You either going.
I see the thought. I mean, the thought process is there. It's just you can't do it like that.
Yeah, that's what. Okay.
So that's that. I had a brief thought, and it didn't work out.
So which argument with your parents did you have where you was like, damn, I'm really in my bag for this. I want to turn this professionally.
I don't think I really argued with my parents. I don't think I did that much.
Or was it us? Don't get on here and act like you didn't like to argue.
I just think I'm argumentative by nature. Like
okay, so you like to argue.
Like,
she said it's a normal conversation to her. It's not an argument.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not a person where it's like, oh, she's arguing, so this must be serious.
I'm not saying it's serious, but you definitely are like,
yeah, I'm very argumentative.
I'm right.
Yeah.
So what? But like, for that, because you hear it often, because people are like, oh, you like to argue, you should be a lawyer.
Yeah, but I don't think
Did
that
you
was
get
my
that,
reasoning.
or what was your reasoning?
Well, I knew I wanted to go to law school, but I didn't. I more wanted to go because I didn't have another plan.
So lawyer was the damn, I got nothing else to do.
No, like, I think in high school I was like, I know I'm going to college, and I know I'm going to get, like, a postgraduate degree.
Okay.
But I don't know in what.
So law school was like everybody else's backup plan
Communication degree.
for when they become a realtor. You was when they get they could do like, I'm gonna go into real estate. You was like, I'm just gonna go.
Well, I was like this.
Hate my life.
I
for
think
3 more years.
being like going to law school was more in my interests. Like, I was never gonna go to medical school just to go to medical school.
Gotcha.
Like, I would hate my life. I would be a terrible doctor.
Talking about I feel hurt. Like, no, you are not hurt. No, this is heart disease. This is not damn.
Yeah, no, I don't know. People ask me that all the time, but I don't have a good answer.
How was your experience with law school?
My experience was different than everyone else's because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we definitely have to check your results.
Yeah.
Ooh, this fake.
You got some Quizlet shit that you trying to run by people.
I feel like they had a historic pass rate that year. Now, did you take the bar exam during COVID?
No.
Because it was last year, right?
I started my 1L year. The spring of 1L year is when COVID hit.
Okay.
So spring, all of 2L, and my first semester of 3L was all online.
All right.
How was that like?
It was terrible.
Because I remember, like, when I would go to law school with my mom, I would just sit there in the back, and she was just sitting there, and some professor was just talking. And I was like, bro, there's so many, like, words to go on. The amount of reading you have to do.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I was like, damn.
And then when you're online, you can just be like, I'm on Zoom, and then go to sleep.
Yeah, that would actually make it worse. That almost make it harder because...
Yeah, it's hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I think because of the generation that we're in and being on Zoom, I have a very short attention span.
So you was trying to... Do you think that, like, when your first year, was it, like, hinder you in a way? To, I guess, be... I don't know if you was, like, on it, like, your P's and Q's, really paying attention, or did you ever, like, catch yourself getting behind?
I think everybody got behind naturally. Because it's like, oh, everything's recorded. I can just rewatch it later.
Oh, I mean...
Okay. Do you think the lawyers today compared to back in the past, you think there's like a skill difference?
Yes.
Even so, if beginning, they're both like...
I think that I can't put it into words, but I can see myself versus like older attorneys in the courthouse and how they do things and versus how I do things are very different.
Okay.
But I think it's also like they're older and they have more respect, so they can get away with more.
Got you.
Versus me, like I have to.
Oh, no. So you're saying you might be better?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think they don't have to like prove themselves as much. You know, because
Gotcha.
they're
established more.
They're established,
Yeah.
like everybody knows their name. Versus newer people like me and other people in my class, like they don't know us, so they're gonna be like try to bully us into doing stuff. They want to make sure that we actually know what we're talking about. So like. I need to know my statute. Like, you know, like, I need to know what I'm talking about. Not just be like, come on, do me a favor. He's a nice guy.
Right.
Like, some of the old demand attorneys, like, they'll be like, come on, he's a nice guy. And they can do it like that.
Right.
Versus me, I'd be like, well, this doesn't match the statute because this says this, and this is what he did.
Damn.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can just buddy it up.
Exactly.
But I can't do that.
How do you pick your style for what you're gonna wear? I done seen some pictures. I like the pink suit that you got. That you have it's like a purple. It's like a light purple.
Yeah. I try to be like myself, but where people won't devalue me.
Right.
So like my thing to do that I really like to do is like I'll wear neutral colors like navy, black, gray, but I wear colorful earrings.
Okay.
Or something that's more me.
Okay.
So it's like an accessory versus like I'm wearing a pink suit.
Right. Because I feel like that's one of the random professions where it's like, oh, how my lawyer looks could actually hinder or
Affects
help me.
everything.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
For sure. And I think like a lot of we're in the stage now where women are like, I'm not what I wear.
Right.
But this is like an old man's club, so like.
Exactly.
It is what you are.
Exactly.
I am what I wear, and we can talk about why that's terrible, but it's reality. So I'm gonna dress appropriately, and then I'll have my own personality through my accessories. It's like
That's
how I do
nice.
my hair or my earrings is how I like am myself,
Right.
but not to the point where they're like, oh, I don't want her because she looks like that.
So do they get? Because does the person accused, do they get to choose who their public defender is or
Nope,
no?
it's by mine's by alphabet.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm in pods like 303 and 304. So that's last names K through S.
Okay.
So like all of my clients in district court have those last names,
Okay.
and there's just randomly assigned.
Damn.
Do you ever think you're gonna have that look back? Because as you progress and get more experience, you're obviously gonna be able to argue better.
Yeah.
And you ever think you're gonna have that thing like, damn, if only I knew what I knew now, I could have got that nigga off.
I already feel that way.
If only what I knew-
Damn. That's early.
That's always.
I mean,
Shit.
for real, I already feel like, dang, I should have did this. But now I know next time if I have a case that's similar.
That's so fucked up about the law, though. Just
That is so
how do you feel
wild.
about that? Because I mean, just for me when I say it, because I was like, just for my case too, it's like the judge at the end of the day is the sentence. It's like, damn, if this judge moral biases, they really don't like DUIs or they really don't like this type of crime, then they'll be more in favor of like, I'm giving it the max penalty. But they might be like, oh, I kind of feel sorry about this, and it just seems like the law system just has too much error where it's because of someone's bias is why someone will get more. I mean, we've already said it, like how black people get more years on their crime and stuff like that. But even like the argument where it's just like, dang, the only reason why I could be innocent or something, but the only reason why I didn't get off is because my lawyer just didn't know the correct wording to say or do it in a way that maybe the jury would take it in their favor.
So I think that's like a multi-layer question. I would say first, so we have this thing called arraignment court in Louisville. I don't know if they have it in other places. So it's basically you get arrested, and the next day you go in front of a judge. That's where the judge tells you what you're accused of and sets your bond, which is where the judge bias comes in. If you have a DV, which is domestic violence, you're not getting out. Like your bond is going to be significantly higher than everybody else's.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Compared to like what other crimes though would you?
So like if you have POX, which is possession of a controlled substance, you'll probably be released.
Okay.
If you have a T-butt, which is a theft, like shoplifting, you'll probably be released. If you have a DUI, they'll probably wait until you sober up, and then you'll probably be released or have a smaller bond. If it's a DV, you're on HIP, or your bond is like cash only.
HIP is
Home incarceration program.
Okay.
So the watch.
Okay.
What is DV?
Domestic violence.
Oh, you just said that. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought of DW, and I was like, what?
So if you're charged with domestic violence,
What about assault?
depends
Like,
on
so
what
you
type of assault.
You got into a fight with somebody at the bar.
You probably have some money amount, but it might be less. But if you're just like dating violence, you're gonna have a bigger bond. If you have like gun charges, you're not getting out. Unless you have money.
You ever just look at them like, look, player,
No, for real.
you going to jail.
No, I
like the Drewski skin.
Hey, good news, the wire went through. Bad news, you're doing 20.
No, like when you're in arraignment court, it's like the judge is reading like the citation and this thing called your pretrial services score. So it's a score that says how likely you are to recommit a crime and how likely you are to come back to court.
This shit is like the
So they pull up the chart. It says here that we got an 80% chance you ain't gonna show back up.
No, it's literally like if you're a high, you're not about to get out. So I'm like talking to the person real quick because it's like very quick, which I also hate. Just like so they'll be like, Devin Jones, you walk up to me and I'd be like, you're charged with this. You're a high. You not about to get out. And then I'd be like, do you got any money saved up? And then the person might be like, no. I'd be like, you got anywhere to do HIP? Oh, you're on drugs? You want to go HIP to a treatment facility? Okay. Your Honor, can we do HIP to a treatment facility?
My other thing is to be like, you got money for your bond. Like, I would, if I had money, I wouldn't have a public defender.
Well, no. So like, we stand in. So it used to be that no attorney would be with you in arraignment. Which we think is unconstitutional because you're allowed to have counsel with you through all serious parts. So just because I'm standing there doesn't mean you get a public defender. Like you might be hiring, they're just not there.
Okay.
So I just stand in briefly, like I'm gonna be like, are you gonna hire private?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, right now you're charged with this, this, and this. Do you have somewhere to do HIP? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll be like, Your Honor, we would ask for HIP. Blah 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 blah.
Do you ever see Lolo and you just dab him like, hey, look, don't even worry about it. You gonna get off. You just show back up though. Don't make me look like an asshole now.
So that my favorite thing is when people are charged with escape, and then they're
From like the
Escape
jail?
from where?
No, from HIP or
Oh,
the jail.
okay,
I do have
okay.
a few. They escape from the jail, so they cut.
Is that a high?
That's a high.
I was gonna say.
So then they'll be like, "Come on, ROR me." I'm like, "You think you're getting ROR after you just cut the watch?
What's ROR?
Release on your own recognizance."
You already proved it. That's the thing.
So then,
Motherfuckers be dumb. I'm like,
exactly. So then, but I'll be talking to them. I'll be like, "You're charged with escape. You're not about to get any releases." And they'll be like, "Come on, you asked for ROR." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll ask." I'm like, "Your Honor, Mr. Jones would like to be ROR," and then she'll be like, "Miss March." I'm like,
I said the same thing.
I gotta do my due diligence.
because you have to do that though,
You
don't
have
you? Like
to-
if they
you have
ask,
to-
if they say
yeah.
like, I need you to,
Yeah, if they ask, I'm like, all right, and I'm gonna look real silly.
could you tell them no? Like I'm not gonna do that.
I have before. I'll be like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not-
So it's not like a legal. Like you can't just be like, I'm not gonna ask for this because I know it's not gonna happen.
Well, I won't say like no. I'll be like, she's gonna say no, and then if they're like, no, but please ask, I'm like, okay,
All right.
and then I'll ask, and then they get a strong finger shaking by the judge, because everybody says if you cut the watch, you're not getting out.
Yeah, like this is your whole point. Is we
We thought you were good enough to just go home and sit at home.
Yes.
So now you proved us wrong.
Exactly. And then I'd be like pissed. Like people who are charged with escapes are pissed when they don't get out. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. What about you just escaped?
But the
And you
crazy,
think we're gonna let you back out? I don't.
I was watching some shit where the guy was on house incarceration, and he had to go do something. I don't even know what it was. It might have been for like a job or something. Or he needed to go to work, but he couldn't because he was like, well, I just need to let them know. But he stepped outside the house, and they was like, well, like, is there any way that the judge can be like, well, I see your point of view of why
Yeah.
you stepped out?
So if you just get a violation, like we'll get notified. Like if you're my client, I'll get notified that you got a HIP violation.
Okay.
And if it's something like that,
Okay.
like they just stepped out, or the one thing I hate the most is they'll violate you if your HIP monitor is low on battery. Like they will take you to jail because your HIP is low on battery.
So you gotta take it off to like charge it, or you
No,
plug it
You
in?
plug it in on you. But if it's low,
Shit like an Apple Watch.
so now you
Next to the outlet.
You really stuck to your wherever you at.
so yeah, they can simply be like, "Oh, your HIP bracelet is too low. We're taking you back to jail."
Damn.
It's not a very forgiving system, as you can imagine. So things like that, I can ask, like, "Come on, let's let him back out.
Right,
This is a silly
right.
thing. We can do it." But once you cut the watch or escape,
That is crazy.
So with being a defense attorney, do you ever get that question? I asked my mom the same question. How do you feel knowing you're representing someone that has potentially or has done what they've been accused of?
I don't think it affects me as much as I thought it would.
But what's
In a
your
negative way.
like what? Because so like I asked her that question about like, so how does it feel to represent in the sense of like, this man's a rapist. Like say like it's just known and we have to go through things like, this man's a rapist, this man's a murderer. You're trying to get a murderer rapist off. What would you say to them that like your outlook of it, of why you want to be a defender? defense
Well, I
attorney.
think everyone has the right to counsel,
Okay.
and most people have a reason for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can all agree or disagree to the reason, but I am a prison abolitionist, and I don't think we can talk about.
Come on now. I don't.
We can talk about some people. Okay, I agree that some people are a danger in the community, and we have no other system in place but to put them in jail.
Correct.
I can comprehend that. I'm not disagreeing to that.
Right.
What I would like us to have better systems to be like, you cannot be out in the public right now. Like, you have proven that you
Right.
cannot do this. So we need to put you here,
Okay.
figure out what's going on, and then treat you like a human. Because if you're in LMDC, which is Louisville Metro Department of Corrections, they don't treat you like humans.
Right.
So that's my issue. So I can see, like, most people, we can see, like, their crimes that they committed are due to something. So if I can get to the root of the something, like drugs, okay, let's get you into treatment.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have any money, okay, let's get you a GED so you can get a job so you're not robbing people. You know,
Exactly.
like, most things have, like, a trickle down where I can see, like, this started here, so if we help this, and this, you probably won't reoffend. And then we all know there's just certain people who just do stuff just to do it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like interesting. If we put more money into social programs, there'd be less crime.
Yeah, imagine that.
No, I was gonna say, 'cause I don't know. Read that our prison's obsolete by Angela Y. Davis. I don't. Do y'all readings, man? Do y'all read? Because I was gonna say her answer was, she's like, I don't care in the sense of, like, if they're guilty or not. That's not what I'm attached to. Is I'm trying to make sure the law is being observed in the way it's supposed to be. So that way, if they're innocent, then they should be innocent type of thing. That's what.
Yeah.
So I always wondered, like, what people's difference, because that is I feel like a deep question, just because somebody would be like, I can't believe you'd be a defense attorney, you're representing a murderer, and it's like, well, there's a bigger than just, they did this crime, even though technically it's innocent until proven guilty, but we know how that works.
Yeah, I think it's just making sure that people get a fair shake at things. Because it's like, you did this crime on camera. Like, clearly I can only do it so much.
Yeah.
Right.
But to make sure that the punishment, because we do have a punitive system, not rehabilitative system,
Facts. Preach it.
matches what was actually done.
No, I think that's a good perspective.
Well, modern day slavery, you send them to prison, they start, and then all of a sudden you see these companies, I'm like, hold on, you guys get stuff made from prisons? It'd be big companies too.
These
and they're
private-owned
like,
prisons?
I'm like, what the fuck? And they get paid 2 cents an hour?
Yep.
But hey, I wonder why they keep coming back.
I just wanted to say, going back to you starting, I do think I've only worked a few jobs before what I'm doing now. I think it didn't really dawn on me, like, I'm still new and you're still new, and like when you're doing like a new job, you fuck up sometimes.
Right.
But us fucking up is like fucking up other people's lives now.
Yes.
That is the one thing where I was like, fuck this. I got to get on my shit quick, because
And that's, yes, I agree. And that's one reason why I didn't want to do criminal law, because, like you said, my fuck up is between you going to prison or not.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's not like, you lost $5.
Yeah, like I don't care if
we'll
you
get it
knew or
next
not.
time.
Like, I messed up an order, so I cost the company $100. Like,
Yeah.
that's not, it's like,
Right.
No.
no, your life is about to be changed forever. So, and that's the thing, is that we're all humans, so we're going to make a mistake. But I understand it's hard for someone to accept my mistake when they're the ones going to prison.
Suffering from
Like,
it, yeah.
I can make a mistake and be like, I'm so sorry, but that doesn't change.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, thanks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, like, people are mad, like, when you mess up, like, that's
Right.
their
That's
life.
normal.
Like,
yeah.
you have the right to be angry, but it's also like we have a human system, and judges are going to make mistakes, I'm going to make mistakes, prosecutors are going to make mistakes, which is a terrible thing.
Okay, so I got something I've always wondered. Like, take it back, something that we can all kind of remember. What's that? Is it To Kill a Mockingbird with the Schiffer robe and all that shit? Where the Atticus. So back in the day, how can people just really look at a case and be like, oh, these are all the facts, but still be like, nah, he guilty?
Because, this is what we say, like, our jobs as defense attorneys are to make the people on the paper humans.
Okay,
So if all you're doing is reading the citation,
got you.
that's all you're basing it off of.
Got you.
So it's my job to come in and personify these people. Because all you're reading all day is be like, he beat his girlfriend up. I'm like, oh, okay, send him to prison.
Right.
Case closed. Like,
Sounds good to me.
Right? So, like, if that's all you have,
Okay.
it's like, okay, that's easy. But if I come in and I say, they have a very tumultuous relationship, they need to be broken up, we can all agree to that. He has a substance abuse problem, and he understands that this is the issue. So we have him in treatment now. Let's him be in treatment for 90 days, come back, revisit. Like, that makes it more like, oh, yeah, he is a human. Versus me just, like, reading a piece of paper, and then you're like, I hate him. Like, there's nothing redeemable here, so it's our job to show people's redeemable qualities.
that was a better way to put it. Wawa just came up and was like, you're on the look. He was high. She done said, that's why your daddy left you when you was a kid. He hit her like, he's only human. They would be like, I'm saying that. Damn.
Is it difficult? Because you kind of feel like I don't want to put words into your mouth, but it kind of sounds like we know how the system is, the judicial system. Does it feel like you're trying to fight like a losing game?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Because it sounds like...
We are set up to lose every day.
Right. Because, damn, that's crazy how... Like you did. You just took somebody from being this tumultuous, like, oh, my God, he beat up his girlfriend, to... Oh, okay, well, they would always fight, which is something that we can all understand. And then he's in treatment. Like, so, yeah, that's crazy how it could just literally just be how you personify it.
So, like, in our office, we always say, like, coming into the job, you have to redefine a win.
Okay.
So, a win isn't necessarily getting a case dismissed or someone's charges dropped. It could be, you're not going to jail today.
Okay.
It sounds like some loser shit to me.
We are losers. We lose every day.
I came out, y'all. It's not about scoring more tries than the other team. We got to score tries.
Exactly.
They'd be like, nigga, shut up. But reason why I got these out too.
You want to do bar questions?
Yeah, I wanted to quiz all y'all because I didn't see.
I'm about to be embarrassed.
It's only 2 of them
Okay.
because they be trying to make me pay for the other ones, and I'm not paying for the bar exam. Bar exam? I don't know. Bar exam prep test.
She'll be like, let's go to this, and then she knows all the answers.
How is it? How was studying for that? My mom sent me away for.
Bar?
Yeah, she sent me away for the summer when she studied for it. I'm dead. So she was like, she took my.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having a child.
I lived in
that studied.
Tennessee, and I was like, all right, well, I'll be back.
It was terrible.
It'd been fucked up if she didn't pass. I'd be like, so you did all this. So what were you doing the whole time?
You going back to Tennessee?
I
Right.
will say, so I had to take the bar twice. I missed it the first time by 4 points.
Okay.
How did they do it? I think for her, they had it on a sheet of paper, or actually, I don't know. How did they? No, did they mail you something?
No, we get email. And this is how you know. It'll say, "Dear new lawyer, if you pass," or
Yeah.
"Dear applicant, if you didn't pass."
Damn.
Off rip. I don't even want to
Damn, what if
get it
somebody hit
out.
the wrong toggle on the little sheet? It was like, actually.
Oh, that was a big thing. Like,
Really?
one year, they messed up people's, like, bar scores. And, like, some people got, like, you passed and they didn't. And some people they failed and they didn't. And they had to redo the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So there's probably a couple people that have been doing cases thinking they was a lawyer the whole time. It was like,
What if that happens? What if somebody's, like, because you could do cases without passing.
Yeah.
There's, like, a little time
So that's
period,
what
right?
I had my limited license. So this means that, like, basically everything I did, my supervisor had to okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, like, once you pass, then I don't have, like, a supervisor license.
Could you come back and say, well, this case was messed up because my lawyer actually wasn't a lawyer? Like, if they don't know?
Because I had some license of some sort.
Oh, okay.
and you got a
Now, if I had
supervisor.
just nothing,
Right.
then yeah.
Be like, oh
Okay.
boy, that was faking being a doctor.
Yeah.
Coming with a mohawk. Then I'd be like, look, man, your lawyer came with a mohawk. What do you think he was going to do?
But I honestly, like, the bar is luck, which is a terrible thing to say. Like, luck on what questions there are.
Oh, gotcha.
No,
So,
I'm
like,
really-
for the essays,
Oh, yeah,
there's,
essays?
like, yeah, so, like, the first day, it's a MPT, which is a multi-performance test, where it's, like, they give you 2 random cases, and you have to write a brief about them.
Okay.
Then you have, like, essays. There's 6 essays, but you never know what the essay topics are going to be. So that's why I say it's lucky. So if the 6 essays are all my terrible subjects, like corporations, contracts, which is what mine
Environmental.
was, I was like, I don't know about this one, but the second time it was like all my great stuff. It was like criminal procedure, evidence, secure transactions, like everything that I'm good at was my
Right.
second. Like the second time I took it, so I
Okay.
was like, I'm gonna pass this one.
Okay.
That's always
So
weird
that's
with
why
like
it's like-
certification tests.
That's how the
Like with certification tests, it's always like that. Cause I just did that today. I had a network test I had to do to get my like Network Plus certification. I was doing this shit, and it started talking about like cloud storage and cloud computing. I was like, I said I knew it a little bit. I said this ain't the shit I was really hitting hard on.
Yeah.
That's how the National Registry is to get your EMT license.
Mhm.
It's like a 70 to 120 question test. It's all comprehensive, so it'll cut off if you passed enough, or if you haven't answered enough right questions, it'll just keep going.
You had
Damn,
that
so
shit for
you
3
could
hours.
potentially be like,
Like,
hey, you have 2 more questions left. It's like, damn. Wait, so if
So
there's
if you
no
get
way to pass,
if you get to 120, if you answer that right, you passed.
but was there no? Did it stop you
Oh,
if you had
okay.
no way to pass? Like if they're like,
Yes.
nah, it's raps, bro. You
No,
got.
so it'll get you to at least 70.
I love you got the question third, and it was like, stop it, stop the test. Hey, you're
You're
done.
over 30.
But they're like, we'd have people in our class like, yeah, I stopped at 71. Like, I feel pretty good. Well, you failed that motherfucker. Like, it's not happening for you. But like, it was like random questions about pediatrics and
Right.
heart, cardio, or cardiology, like just a bunch of random mental health shit. But you can get no pediatric questions at all. So it's
Okay.
like just very random. It's like a
Damn.
pool of like 1,600 questions.
Shit.
It's
So
very
it's like
dumb.
literally all about luck. Like
Very
that
dumb.
day, you're either lucky or you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause there's no way you're gonna know unless there might be
Right.
some people who are able to
Like
like
some-
memorize
yeah.
everything, but
Yeah,
the
there's
normal
no way.
person, nah.
Do
You have to pay. You have to pay each time too. How much was it?
Well, the first time was like 1,000.
Oh, God.
But the second time it was only like 325
You get like a discount for.
for having.
I said we got you once already.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
Well, let's see if it's in the cards right now because I got
All
2
right.
test ones.
Let's see if I can
Oh
be
my
a lawyer.
God, were the questions all this long?
yes, you get 2 minutes and 8 seconds per.
I'm glad I'm on an ADHD mess, so I couldn't do it if I did. I don't know. Having this
You're
multiple
about to
choice.
read that whole thing out.
Yes.
Are you?
we'll just answer one question maybe.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, and I'll do it. Well, there's only 2 of them. The other one's really short.
Do the really short one.
Do the really short one first.
Oh, actually, it's a 2-parter. It's it's one. This is a whole statement, and then there's 2 questions for it.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Is it an
okay.
evidence question?
Ariel, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to think it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Mary Dell, an adult male, was raised in the jungles of Zimbago and lived in caves. He has no access to modern conveniences like electric or automobiles. He has never used any fuels. He's being discriminated. Ooh, my goodness, I can't read. He's being discriminated against by government officials and applies to move to the United States as part of a refugee program. He is brought to the U.S. and is asked to take English classes. While at a class inside a school, he ventures outside and finds the local zoo and wanders inside. He had never seen a zoo before. Okay, that's racist as hell.
Hey, Your Honor, can you?
My fault.
Yeah, what the
He
fuck?
had never seen a zoo before and does not understand the concept. Okay, good niggas from Africa, you don't know something. He ain't so well. All right. He decides to free the animals and walks to the bull's den and opens the gate. He then continues to walk through the zoo. The bull eventually gets out of the enclosure. An unsuspecting zoo visitor sees the unrestrained bull and screams. The bull is startled and charges towards the visitor and impales her with his horns. The zoo visitor sues the zoo and Marydale. If Marydale's... All right, this is the question. That was the prompt. God.
Okay, so it's a torts question.
Who?
Torts,
What's that?
personal injury liability.
Oh, is that your bread and butter?
Not particularly.
Oh, well.
I mean, it could be. Go ahead.
This was multiple choice, so...
Okay, go ahead.
If Marydale's attorney argues that...
Wait, that's the school? Marydale's
is
school?
the dude's name.
It's the
it's man.
Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
child? How old is it? How old
No,
is
he's an adult male. Oh my God, he's going to jail.
I thought you said he went to. He was going.
He
to
yeah he
school.
goes to, so
He's going to
he's
school
going to
for
prison.
English
Yes,
classes.
Oh, like he's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
college.
yeah he was
Or-
getting
yeah.
discriminated he's getting discriminated by the government. So he became a refugee. They said you need to go to school and learn English. So he learned English and now he's out of school. He
But
went to
I
the
guess
zoo.
I just trying to figure out the age of the person because that matters.
Adult male. That's it. I don't know how old he is.
So he's an adult. Marydale is an adult.
If Marydale's attorney argues that Marydale had never seen a zoo before and did not know the dangers of letting a bull free, will the attorney's argument succeed? You have A. No, Marydale should have known the dangers of letting the bull loose. B. No, Marydale acted in a reckless manner. C. Yes, Marydale is mentally impaired. Or D. All of the above.
This seems easy.
This seemed easy, though.
I love how you all think that. Yes, all the above. Okay, what's the first one again?
A is no, Marydale should have known the dangers of letting the bull loose. I know mine. I don't know the answers yet, so I know
Okay,
mine.
can we go back to the top? He's from where?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Oh,
Zimbabwe.
okay.
I think they can't really say a country. Since the niggas uncivilized.
They try to paint him as this African dude, but they don't want to be racist.
Yeah,
so.
damn, that's up. 'Cause that's
Wait,
what I
is Zimbabwe
thought.
real?
So wait,
No, it's
he lives
I
in
don't
a
think so.
forest in Zimbabwe?
jungles and caves.
These niggas is racist.
Jungles and caves. No electric, no fuels.
No civilization for him, for
He's
Marydale.
Tarzan.
Yeah. And America came and gave him civilization.
Okay, if the adult sues,
The zoo and Marydale.
okay. Can I tell you my thought process?
Yes, actually.
Well, let's do this. Let's do. Everybody gives our answer, and then you tell us the thought process.
Okay, you want to do that?
That would make more sense. I feel like just so we know. I know what I'm picking.
I know what I have.
Okay, Dallas, go first.
I have A.
Okay, I had A too.
I think I'm gonna do A too.
I have
Okay.
C. I have C.
C.
How's
C.
he
Yes,
impaired?
Marydale is mentally impaired.
He's not mentally
He's
impaired.
black. He's not mentally
Yeah, he
impaired. He's
doesn't know
African.
English.
He's mentally impaired by
No.
By what standard?
Okay,
he said no.
prosecutor, racist ass prosecutor.
By what standard? So wait,
So, by the standard, Your Honor.
is an immigrant mentally impaired?
No.
That's from
no,
Mexico. That doesn't know English.
All right, Your Honor, may I speak? Okay, thank you. So he is mentally impaired by the constitution of what he deems as acceptable from his homeland. He is in a foreign land with foreign laws that were not read to him specifically regarding the care for of wild bulls.
So
In
if
his
you-
homeland, he would not see a bull restricted by cages. He would see him running in the Serengeti.
I have a question then to follow that. Devin, if you went to another country and committed a crime that you didn't know existed, could you be locked up?
I could be locked up, but then I would hope my attorney would then say
He's
that
just
this-
American.
That's a very American thought process.
I would just say I know where you're going for it, but the legal term is not mental impairment.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not.
what is the legal term?
Lack of knowledge.
Is that an actual refutable?
Like a lack of knowledge is a defense to some things. Not
Okay.
criminal crimes.
Okay.
But lack of knowledge
Is this a
defense.
criminal crime?
No.
No, he's
it's
getting
a tort. He's getting sued. You can't
Okay.
sue people
Okay.
like it was a criminal. If it's criminal, you don't
Okay.
sue.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my thought process. It's not B because recklessness is not a mental state for the liability. That's what I'm saying. C, like I just said, he's not mentally impaired. And then D is all of the above, and I just said no to C and B. So that leaves me with
And
A.
A
He
was
can't
what
be.
again?
He can't be yes and no.
The only thing I said A was if you would know if an animal is dangerous or not.
Yeah, and that's how you do liability for animals.
Like
If you have knowledge of danger, then that's
just
how
because
you
they
do
ain't seen them in the zoo before, they don't make a line any less dangerous to me if I done seen it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put A as the right one, and we'll find out here in a second. All right, now here's the second question of it.
All right.
Okay.
If instead of being raised in the jungle, Marydale lived in a regular community but was mentally handicapped, which prevented him from
There you go.
understanding the consequences of his action,
There you
would
go.
the result change? No, you just said he's
Look at
mentally
you.
scared because he didn't
So
know
if the
English.
entire
Yes.
scenario changed,
Yes.
it's a completely different
Yes.
person.
Thank you,
Look
Your
at me.
Honor.
You
the
are-
answer is C.
Okay, go ahead.
That one would be C.
They are A, yes. Individual mental ability will enable Marydale to avoid liability. B, yes. Marydale is judged against similar situated individuals. C, no. Marydale is presumed to know the consequences of his action. Or D, none of the above.
I think it's B.
Can you say?
Can you
A,
say it
can-
again?
Can you say A and B again?
Yeah. A is yes. Individual mental ability will enable Marydale to avoid liability, and B is yes, Marydale is judged against similarly situated individuals.
Hmm.
When they say similarly situated, they
So,
say
like
other people
other
that are mentally impaired.
Yes.
Okay. Can you go through
This
your
one's
thought
kinda
process
hard.
of B?
So the reason why I say B is because that's the standard for a reasonable person. That's the reasonable person standard. So in order for you to be held liable, you have to be deemed a reasonable person. You acted unreasonably, and because of that, I got harmed. So when you have someone that's like blind or deaf,
Oh,
you have to
okay.
compare them. Like they can't be compared to us because my reasonable and their reasonable are two different things.
Hey,
Gotcha.
Careful how you word that, man.
So
They're
you
all
have-
created equal.
Oof.
So then you have to compare them with people that are like them and what they would do, and that's how you determine if they act
It's
reasonable.
it's funny how the law can sometimes see other people's differences, and then sometimes it's like, nah.
How come they didn't do that for black people back in the day?
That's what I'm saying.
Like back in the day, it was like this. Back in the 1910s, 1880s, all that.
We know
it was
the
like,
answer.
These black people, these damn
They're
black folk,
black.
they're dumb. They're ignorant. They don't know. You can't judge them versus a white man. He don't know no better. But as soon as he do a crime, it's gavel. Give it to him. What kind of law is this?
Guilty,
But that's what I'm
guilty,
saying.
guilty.
This isn't criminal law. This is a tort.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Got you.
So if it's
So
it's
we
civil,
have-
they're like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah. So in order to be
now we can play with
if
it a
you-
little
Oh,
Like,
I
if-
see the
yeah.
humanity.
bit. When
it's
money's
called,
involved.
Like, it's negligent. So in order to be
Okay.
negligent, you have to be one, a reasonable person.
Okay.
You didn't act reasonably, and because of that, someone got injured.
Oh wow.
So when you're saying, well, what's a reasonable person? You have to compare them to like people.
Okay.
So like education, age, like
Oh.
circumstances.
Okay.
So what did everybody pick for number 2? I
put
picked
B.
A.
B.
I put B.
A.
Well, okay, so for the first question, the right answer was A. No, Marydale should have known the danger of letting the bull loose. The second one, no one got this right.
Wow.
C, no, Marydale is presumed to know the consequences of his actions.
That's crazy.
The answer, it says, Marydale's individual mental insufficiencies do not matter. He must act as a reasonable person would. Individual mental handicaps are not considered when using the reasonable person standard.
That's the law I know. You're giving the law too much substance and
See, that's what it was. They
That's
judge.
the law.
If you're blind, they're like, oh, it's yeah, you're blind. You didn't know.
I mean, okay.
Damn.
Fuck it. You got your degree. Then you feel
Hey,
like, I'll pass.
I mean, yeah, I guess that. I told you I'm not a tort lawyer now, am I?
Damn. That's crazy. Just to be able
So if
to.
you're, that's, I guess, if you're mentally impaired, you're supposed to act as a reasonable person is asinine to me because you simply cannot.
Well, I mean, why would they kill somebody or something? Why would they hurt
How-
somebody? Why would he beat me? He beat me up. I'm married with handicap, mentally impaired, and he just cracks me.
5
One
years.
hit or like there was repeated blows.
Repeat it.
Okay, well then,
I don't think. I mean, we would have to see where his mental state is.
right. And we'll have to see what the.
Why would he stole from me?
I mean,
Look, I'm asking you.
That's why they have a team of lawyers.
Have you done that yet? Like, have you had like actual team?
like a team.
Like, do you, like Elle Woods and them? There was 8 of them in that room.
Right.
Trying
Her
to
mama, her.
Go get.
Oh, you mean like a trial?
Yeah.
No, my first trial's in August.
Ooh, is that you scared?
Yeah. I'm
Nervous?
scared.
It's
How
going
many-
like this. At the end of the day, you get to go home.
Oh shit.
hey, look. Don't get me wrong. It may change their life forever. No, it will.
It's
But hey, wrong place, wrong time for them, you know what I'm
you
saying?
know what the charge is?
What?
Cruelty to animals.
Hopefully you don't get it like because you're on the side of someone who's accused of.
Yeah.
So
We gotta
hopefully you
send a
don't get
Michael
one of those
Vick.
PETA judges.
We got another Michael Vick. They gonna lock his ass. Don't get a white judge.
talk about-
Don't get
okay.
a white woman judge. He's going under the jail.
Our judge is a white woman.
Oh yeah, that she gonna see the dog's face. It's
She
done.
gonna hear that in the
Oh, I got a question, though.
eyes
I feel like
of
people are
the
just gonna hear
angel.
what he's accused of and just be like, oh yeah, he did.
Oh,
I believe in his.
That's a tough one to fight against.
The
Like,
prosecutor's
there is
gonna
not
play that,
much-
Devin.
Right.
Like, look at him.
Everybody gonna be there crying. Guilty.
But I was gonna ask about that for jury of your peers.
Yeah.
So when I read this book, I forgot who it was by, but it was Allow Me to Retort. It was some black guy. He's like I forgot his name, but he wrote like he's like some of the news people have like a law analyst or something that went to law school and they do the things.
Yeah, no, come on.
And he was explaining like there's this rule, or there used to be a rule, or kind of like they say you can do. You're supposed to be able to be judged by your peers. Like I should be able to go in and be like, look, I want this black person, this black. You know what I'm saying? But like that. But there's something you might know it, where the prosecutor or somebody can still be like, no, I don't want them, but they don't have to. It's like you don't have to really
strike for cause.
Is that what it's called? Where it's
so
like
you get 3 strikes where you don't have to say why you did it.
Yeah, because it would be like
wow.
they're like, oh yeah, because at first I think it was people would just be like, oh, I don't want them because they're black.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well we can't say that now. Like you can't do that, or you can't be like, oh, I want all women, like you know what I'm saying, or I want all women because I'm a woman, stuff like that. So then they were just like, oh no, I don't want them. And you just be like, no. And you'd be like, why? You're like,
Because didn't that happen for OJ when they were just like, okay, no, him off, her off. They were just knocking them off. But they had their reasonings, and the other side knew the reasonings.
Well, I think it's like you get 3 where you can just strike, but if the opponent believes it's because of race, gender, whatever, then I can like make you say why.
but isn't it even
okay.
still like? But you can. It's still easy. I think for him, he was saying like, even if you have to say why, it's still easy for them just to make something up and come up with something. You can be like, oh, it's because I don't know. They live in close approximation from each other or some bullshit, and they'd be like, okay, well, because technically you can't prove that it's because you don't know what they're thinking. So it's always like,
I mean, my client is a white man, so that's nice.
Oh, well, there's a shot.
Hopefully.
there's a shot. No,
I feel
it's
like anybody,
raps.
if all you hear is, oh, this man abused a pit bull, they're gonna be like, oh, better for him.
Look,
So,
I'm telling
okay.
him hi. You see
So-
that jump? You getting 3 years.
On the Mike Vick thing, do you think his sentencing was outrageous?
Can you?
I think his sentencing was a year in federal prison, and I'm sure he had to pay some fines. Now, Mike Vick did have like a compound.
He didn't know they was
He
there.
was actively fighting dogs.
He didn't know they was there.
So,
His
yeah.
people was doing it.
He
His
allowed
people
people to. He provided the money, the space, everything for them to do the situation. But
No, fuck that. I'm defending this nigga. Look,
Okay, but
he's a rich millionaire. He had like 4-5 houses. I don't know what people's doing at my other crib.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
but
I think that's something where there could have been a civil judgment,
okay.
and that would have been more appropriate.
Who gets paid out that money?
Well, that's a great question.
Because
Who
the dogs
owns the
came.
dog?
Oh, he pleaded guilty to a single count of dog fighting and was given a 3-year suspended sentence.
He went to jail though, didn't he?
How about he did?
I think he went for like a. He was
He was
out
found
of
guilty
football
of
for
funding
like
and
a year.
operating activity and was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison.
Mhm.
Sheesh.
Sounds like he knew.
So he pleaded
knew a
guilty
little bit more.
regardless.
Well, just because you plead guilty doesn't mean you're guilty.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but it's
Thank
like,
you, Your Honor.
but then it's like, you still got that coercion because especially too, it's like, especially with like black people, it's like, boy, they gonna go for the max. That's what was always crazy to me about when you had like those minimum sentences or mandatory sentences.
minimum.
It's like, hey, you can either plead guilty and take these 2 years, or since you're not, and I'm gonna be petty, I'm gonna make it 20. And you're like, well, I'm not gonna take like I'd rather take the guaranteed 2, than put my life on the line for 20 when we've already seen this system ain't for me. So then they're like, oh well, you're guilty. You must have did it. That's like I said. I just signed a paper. Look, I'm not saying I was drunk. I just look. I just
You
know
don't
how
do
the
no
system works.
mandatory
It ain't
minimum.
for me.
It ain't for you.
So in the Vic case, he said he admitted to knowing about 4 dogs that his co-conspirators killed.
Like he knew they killed him. Or he just knew that they was there. I'm like, I knew
he-
there was dogs at the
He
crib.
knew that they were killed.
Ah, well. okay,
And
up
then
there.
there's also a thing that public outcry resulted.
See,
No.
that's some
Wait.
bullshit.
They were putting it
It's not-
everywhere. I
it's
thought
not
he
just
killed.
like-
Ray
it's
Lewis
not just
killed 2
dog
people
fighting.
and he's gone.
Crazy.
It wasn't
Crazy.
just dogfighting.
Well,
Public outcry resulted when details came out, including hanging, drowning, electrocuting, slamming, and shooting dogs.
That wasn't him, though.
But he didn't do it. So
But
if
it's
you-
not just a regular like we
But I
fighting
didn't do
dogs.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know all
didn't
that.
do
I
it.
think he's charged with complicity, knowing about it. And
it's
not
that Rick
Yes.
Pitino shit. You should know better.
And that's some bullshit. Don't hit me for lack of institutional
No,
control.
that's like, I wonder what's going on behind that door over there. Oh, I don't know. I can't see. No, that's.
I mean, that is a lot.
That is a lot. They were
I know.
running us
Drowning,
like
like y'all are torturing these dogs. This
they're
isn't just
dogs.
fighting.
They're not people. They don't really understand.
Wait, what are you defending right now?
No,
He's
I'm
defending-
not defending anybody.
No,
I'm saying because he said they were doing a lot.
That
and
is
I
a
said,
lot.
And so I said they're dogs. They're not people. They don't really understand. Oh, you drowned me, so I'm gonna fight
Okay, I
better.
have a question. I have this argument a lot. Do you think that bestiality should be a crime?
Yes.
But you just said that.
Why? They
dogs
don't know what's happening.
They don't know what's happening.
No, for the person. You can't arrest a dog.
No, I'm
That
saying,
obviously
but
we
I'm
ain't gonna
saying-
lock the nigga up, the dog, and put
The
it in
dog
house
doesn't know
arrest.
it's we fucking like
Hold
that.
on. Time out.
Wait, hold on.
Listen,
Actually,
time
hold on.
out.
The dog knows we are fucking. I'm inside of it.
Time
No,
out.
he just said that the
He
dogs
said they
didn't
don't know I'm
they were
getting
being
drowned, I'm getting
drowned
shot.
until
No,
just-
he's saying is they don't know. They don't know the reasoning why.
I love how it's he saying it. I'm
So they don't know the
right
reason
here.
why they getting
No,
fucked.
it'd be like, well, yeah, true. But I would say I understand what Devin's trying to say, and I get it. It'd be like, Devin was my fighter, nigga started losing, so I take him out back, start beating his ass, and I'm like,
Right.
This because you ain't fighting well. He's like, all right, I gotta fight better.
Exactly.
The dog doesn't know.
Dog doesn't know that because the dog's not supposed to be fighting that way.
Well,
So what are you arguing?
I'm not arguing anyone. I was talking about what Dallas said. The Dallas made it seem like I was trying
No.
to be on the side
But I don't
know
of the
what
person.
No,
because Dallas
no,
is just always
because
Devin is trying to be-
you're not gonna
But what
speak
happens
louder than me
is-
because you're
That's
not
what
just gonna go. It's fine. They don't
That's
know what's
what
happening.
happens. That's what happens.
So just because they don't know why they're getting hit, it's okay.
No, that's not what I said. I was just saying that's some wild shit that they were doing.
That's not what you said.
Oh,
Okay,
run the
let's-
tape.
okay, wait, let's-
Please
wait,
go back
wait,
3
wait.
minutes ago
Can you
in the
go
pod.
back and finish? I think we cut you off before you finished the complete thought. So can you finish the thought and then we can?
So Dallas,
Attack you after
Dallas,
No, not
this-
about
no,
me.
no,
Dallas
this is-
saying
don't
me.
even
this
Dallas,
is
just
what-
finish your thought.
Okay, so Dallas had just said that they did more than just doing the dogfight. And then I was saying that's dumb of the people. And this is going to sound real stupid once it gets out. I was saying that the people were silly for drowning the dogs or whatever because that doesn't make the
because
dogs.
They don't know why they're being drowned. So you just-
Exactly.
That is.
Yeah, because you can only teach a dog so much. Like, if I immediately discipline them when they get on the couch or eat something, then the dog
Right.
can be like, oh, okay. But they ain't going to be like, oh, it's because I went to the 4th round with this nigga and didn't get the KO.
Exactly.
I think they do know.
No way a dog knows.
Yes. Because they
Did the dog fight better?
Because they both still in the same crate next to each other, and the one that just lost is getting his ass beat, and the one that just won, here goes the steak.
Well, I don't think. But I think.
Good job, Fido. You on the main card next week.
How do you rule a dog fight?
I don't know.
Because I thought it was always like to the
It's-
death. Like you just
Or
whichever
I
one
think
does it.
it's to the death or they can no longer go.
That's insane.
They was
There ain't no
doing some wild shit.
10-9 decisions. Any split decisions down? Yeah, I don't know. This nigga got 4 bites in the 3rd round, so I might have to give it to him. One knockdown.
That's crazy.
Well,
How do you feel about the OJ case now that we're on
Historical cases.
historical cases? What is a historical case that you seem like, damn, I wish I would have been in my bag if I was in that?
That's a good one.
Because that Casey Anthony one, I'm
They
throwing her
ate.
in prison.
I'm not. They ate with Casey Anthony. The fact that she got a not guilty.
Hey, and she was in her. I don't even know what they say. I'm up here watching it, and I'm like, okay, because it's crazy when you hear shit, and it goes back, I guess, to before you say you gotta personify, you like gotta make them seem like people, because they made this white woman seem like a real person. Because you hear the facts, you're like, okay, her child goes missing. While the child's missing, she goes on a ski trip or something with her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And then is reported, too, that the child is missing while she's gone. Does nothing to try to find her. The grandparents, report, hey, I don't know where this kid is. We haven't seen it in a while. She done said it's here or somewhere like that, and it's not. And then she come back, and it wasn't because they never found the body.
No, the body was in the
they
trunk.
found the body.
The trunk.
It was in the trunk, and she was wrapped up in a garbage bag.
Wasn't there another case that it's like it was either like a famous dude, it was made famous, like another one where the biggest thing was they never could find the body, so they could never, that might be just a whole bunch of different murder cases. They were like, they could never find the body, so it was like, Well, I don't know, really. I guess the motherfucker is missing. But damn, she was in the.
She's
I don't know how it got in the trunk.
Literally. I
Damn.
don't know. That one was crazy.
What
Are you
about?
ever gonna watch tape? You ever watch that? Like, let me see what they did, and just be like, oh, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah. I watch Supervisors.
Did
hearings
you-
and stuff.
Did you watch Love and Death on HBO Max about Candy Montgomery?
No.
So it was this case where there's these two couples, the husband from one couple and the wife from another, they had an affair. And everybody found out. And then one day, the wife that got cheated on called the other, or they somehow ended up in the same house together. And the wife that got cheated on, like, attempted to kill the adulteress, and then the adulteress fought back. But then, like, she, like, went overboard and, like, stabbed her, like, 40-something times. So then
Whoops.
they were trying to, you know, get the adulteress for murder or whatever. And somehow, some way, the defendant or the public defender or whatever, they were able to get her off on insanity. Not insanity, but they said that she had a mental break. So how much work do you have to do to kind of try to justify that?
Well, I mean, like, there's, like, heat of passion crimes.
Okay.
So it's, like, probably what that's talking about, where it's, like, you're so caught up in the moment that you're not thinking.
Okay.
So it's not like you're getting off completely. You just get a lesser sentence.
Damn. That's wild that somebody could die and you not get any, or you get lower time. And it's just like, all right.
I mean, I think it depends on why they got killed. If you're attacking me and trying to stab me, and then I kill you in the fight back, I don't think that I should be serving that much time. Because you tried to kill me first.
But what happens if they attack you? You're able to get them off, and now they try to disengage.
Yeah,
and you
is there a
proceed to
point
kill
where
them.
you become
Yeah.
the...
I mean, yeah, there's
Okay.
like a
Wrestler.
time, like, if there's like a cool down period, and then
Okay.
you start again,
Okay.
then that, like, crosses it out.
Because I think there's something like that. Somebody broke into somebody's house,
Mm-hmm.
and something happened. The dude, like, shot, and then it came to find out when, like, they turned, like, started running out, and they shot him in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And since the person was trying to flee, they're like, "Oh, you didn't meet
You
them
weren't in
with
harm
equal
anymore or
force
whatever."
because
Yeah.
they're leaving." I'm like, damn. But I feel like in that situation though, especially if you're in my crib, cool, I get you trying to, like, maybe you trying to go, but I don't know for sure what you doing,
Right.
so I
But
might
I
have
think
to.
that's when you shoot for, like, a leg or something.
I think people
okay.
think you aiming is a lot easier than it is,
I mean,
especially
I-
in situations.
As someone who has never shot a gun, I would agree to that. But I would like to think, if you're not shooting to kill, then you wouldn't shoot where there are vital organs.
That's the wrong mentality. If you pull a gun out,
Yeah.
it
If
should
you,
only
But I'm
be
saying
you.
if
if
That's
you
what's
show the
wrong
gun,
with-
you have to use it.
That's
if
what I'm
you
saying.
run
It's
into
wrong.
my
Like,
house and then all of that happens and I see you running away,
oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna shoot you. But I think that's a bad. That's poor. Like firearm safety is people like to play with their guns a little too much. Hey, you know, just when I was in the army, I was like, look, if you ever aim this at someone, the only reason why you're aiming it at them is because
It's
you
to
want
use
to
it.
kill them.
Yep.
So like, there's no like, ha ha, we trying to be funny, blah blah. Nah, like, nah, you point that at someone, you better click that trigger because you're trying to kill that person. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. It makes you actually not want to like, let me
Use it.
wave this shit around or
Right.
or do some, be like John Morant, but, you know.
Damn.
it
Some
literally
people.
popped in my head when you were talking.
John Morant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He popped in my head. I said, damn, John. I just got one final question. This is for everybody.
Okay.
Would you want your defendant to commit a crime, malum prohibitum, or malum in se?
I don't know what
pronounce
that
wrong,
means.
but-
I would go with the last one. That sounds like
Malum
they're
in se.
insane.
Yeah.
What's the first one
Do it-
mean?
I'll say the first one just to be different.
Well, first off, the answer is I want whichever one's hardest because I'm not afraid of a challenge. If y'all have seen Legally Blonde, you would know. That's the first question the professor asked her.
I don't
Uh,
watch
she-
Legally Blonde.
Never
You ain't never
seen
seen
it.
Legally Blonde?
I saw it a long time ago.
it's like
Here's the thing. One Elle Woods should be on a poster for feminism because that whole thing is, look, she done tried to get into law school for a man. Crazy to me. Wild. But it is what it is. Then she realized, hold on, let me actually just get my shit together and do me and work on myself. And then she done found the man that she deserved.
Am I hearing a man try to explain what
Mansplain.
needs to be
Man,
feminism
man.
and icons?
It should be. She should be a feminist icon. That is a beautiful movie about how saying you don't need no nigga.
What are you, a man?
Yeah.
So stop talking.
Talking for women.
I
They.
watched Legally Blonde like a long time ago.
You need to
I'm
watch
not
it.
a
Yeah.
Legally Blonde stan.
Damn, is that like what is it? Heresy?
But
Heresy?
Heresy?
Like treason?
Like heresy.
Oh my
for
Well, I'm not a
lawyers.
white blonde woman, so no.
Oh, okay. True.
okay, so which one?
What's our Legally Blonde? Who's that?
Who do you mean? Which are legally
There
blonde?
was somebody who was like a lawyer in a show.
You mean like Annalise Keating from
Yeah.
How to Get Away with Murder? How to Get Away with Murder? She would be a black woman's elbow.
Exactly.
That's a fair statement.
But malum in se offense is a naturally evil as a judge by the sense of a civilized community, but that doesn't. But it's not illegal. Like it's just like morally wrong. And then malum prohibitum is it's only wrong because a statute made it wrong. Which one's easy? The whole point was like it's easier to defend that. I guess that the statute. It's easier to defend a stat. It's wrong because of the statute than it's morally because if you're talking to a jury,
Yeah,
and they're
you
like,
gotta.
"Ew, well, this is morally wrong." Because I think that was the whole joke is they said, she was like, "I do malum prohibitum," and I was like, "Oh shit."
That someone's actions are wrong because of a statute, or that?
That's malum prohibitum. It's only wrong because it's not morally wrong. It's just wrong because of a statute. While malum in se is morally wrong.
But that's not illegal.
I don't know what that would be though. What would be morally wrong that is not
Like cheating on your wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why you would ever be on trial for that. But
Yeah. I wish they should have maybe gave. I'd have been like, can we maybe have an example of each one, and I'll figure out which one.
Or
I want.
like maybe like if someone was on trial and it came out that they cheated on their wife, and then the jury hates them because of that. So they
Got
find
you.
them guilty
you about to get them off, and all of a sudden,
just
you're like,
because of that, and not because they actually did anything against
Right.
the law.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that was my final question about being a lawyer.
Devin?
Oh yeah. I mean, just keep it up. We're proud of you.
Thanks.
Thank you for
Keep it up.
Keep it up.
Are you ever gonna try to be a judge?
I think about.
Do you ever run for like office, don't you, or something? Yeah.
I'd vote
I'll
for
vote
you.
for you. Vote for Aurielle March.
There's a vote
It's
for
a
people
march
of
in the
color.
right direction.
There we go.
March
That's
in
the
right- There
slogan.
you go. You're gonna be my
Come
campaign
on, let's
manager.
go.
Well, you probably don't have anything to promote. It's not really your thing.
I do have something to promote that has nothing to do with the law.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I would love to implore all the listeners that are men specifically to make sure that you're on top of your mental health.
Oh yeah, it is Mental Health Month.
And it's
Well, it's
men's
over
mental
now
health.
for us.
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
month.
It's the month of June.
When this come out, it's gonna be over.
Oh, okay. Well,
Unfortunately.
365 days.
Do you see a lot of that being the cause of these issues?
Mental health,
Yeah.
very much so.
Okay. All right. Well, just make sure you speak to your therapist.
Mental health is mental wealth.
Yep.
Exactly.
Appreciate everybody listening. Thank you again, Aurielle, for coming on
Thanks for
and
having me.
entertaining this. Peace.
Peace.
I can't believe you watch Legally Blonde.
Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, scanning on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on. Seriously unserious with T Meek, D Board, D Jones, standing on whatever we feet on. We just getting started to feast on. The table is set, the mics is checked, there's topics to speak on.